Hello, folks, and welcome to the Counting Sheep podcast. This is episode 61. My name is Ruth, and I will be hosting these shenanigans here on my channel. If you've been with me before, you know the rundown. It's pretty much all of what I get up to in my fibery conquests. It is after Christmas. If you celebrate, hope you had a good one. And happy holidays to other folks who celebrate other festivities, whether it's the solstice, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa. I'm sure I'm missing a few along the way there, but yeah, festive time of year. We had a nice quiet Christmas. We went to go see some friends just north of here in Vermont and had a nice beautiful supper prepared by good friends. Yeah, it was wonderful. So let me do the admin here and just tell you where you can find me. I am Rabbit Lady on Ravelry. I am Counting Sheep at Sunrise Hill on Instagram and Threads, and I am Counting Sheep on Facebook. And the other thing, what I'm wearing, I have this, I've had this on before. This is an oldie but goodie. Made this several years ago out of Harrisville yarn. Their flywheel, which is, I believe, their sport weight, DK or sport weight. And I can't remember the name of the colorway, but anyway, they have beautiful colors. And I actually made a design, followed a design out of this book, which is Top Down, Reimagining Set-In Sleeve Design, and this is by Elizabeth Doherty. And this is a really good book. If you like top-down design and a good fitted sweater, this is the place to go. I'm not sure if this is still in print or whether you can get a copy of this. I didn't have time to figure that one out before I came and pushed the record button, but it is a really, really good book. And I did this one without sleeves. This is called the Copper Plate. But there's another cardigan in here I was looking at. Well, the front one too. The front one's very nice. It's got that nice lace in front and on the sleeves. And then there was another one in here that's just really basic, but just the way she fits the garments, it's just really nice on your body. And it's totally seamless because you work the sleeves even when they're set in right from here, right from the top. Here's one version of the other one I really like. It's got some pockets in front, and this one's called Serif. Yeah, so this is a really, really good book, and something I should really look more into in the new year. But I have so many plans for the new year, and a lot of them are just kind of twirling around my head, it feels like, so I should get them down on paper. But yeah, so that's Top Down. So yeah, that's what I'm wearing. Yeah, so Vlogmas, thank you for everyone who joined me for Vlogmas. I picked up quite a few viewers from Vlogmas, so thank you. If you're new here, welcome. I hope you find something that resonates with you. And if you have something to share, please do in the down where the comments are. Oh, and always, as always, and I don't always say this, like, comment, and subscribe. That's how the YouTube algorithm works. And also there's this thing called Hype now that doesn't cost you any money, but apparently if you do indeed hit the thumbs up button, it might come up on your screen. I know it's come up for me several times when I was liking Vlogmases this past month. So all that stuff helps, and it helps my content get out to the people who want to see it. Anyway, enough of that. Just a little bit of sad news that I have to share. We lost one of our sheep, Mala. She was my blue-faced luster, a couple days before Christmas. She had not been doing well for about a week prior. She'd been laying down a lot, and we had a feeling that this was going to be her end. She was 11 years old, so very good life for a sheep. Yeah, so while it's sad, I'd had her for longer than any other BFL sheep in my flock. BFLs, for me at least, tend to be a kind of sheep that is a little sensitive to a lot of things. And I didn't realize how challenging it would be to keep BFLs, especially after I've had Shetlands. And Shetlands are tough sheep. They really are. They come from tough background, tough ancestry, and they will last, they are a tough sheep. And so when you start off with a Shetland and then you kind of go to one of these other breeds that is not so tough, it can be a real learning curve. So, but thankfully, yeah, she went peacefully, from what I can tell. She went in the night. But yeah, we'll miss her. We have 3 others who, as you know, one is a pure Shetland and the other 2 are a Shetland Finn cross. So tough stock in them. And so the colors I have left are a light gray, dark gray, and the brown, of course, the chocolate brown. So, and Mala gave me fleece for, a solid 10 years. So I thank her for that. And I still have some of her lamb's fleece stowed away very safely. And yeah, I'll be spinning that this year for sure. So, all right. I wanted to get on to just the final day of Advent. I know I kind of left everybody hanging because I kind of end Vlogmas on the 24th. But there was a gift for the 25th in both boxes that I had. The one box that you're aware of, if you've been following me, has been the yarny type Advent, where every box I opened up a different colorway of yarn, which the inspiration was taken from our national parks. That particular Advent is from Toad Hollow. And it's 2 sisters who live in New Jersey and do fantastic dye jobs on their yarn. I just want to show you, I have all of the colors here. They're wound up, and it's just kind of neat to see them all in one place in one box. So here they are. I have them all marked so I know which day is what. And then this is the color I chose just for, for the main body of the cardigan that I'm doing. This is a yarn I got in Arizona last year when we were out there visiting. It is Delicious Yarns, 4 Peaks. Oops, that's stuck. Yeah, and that's hand dyed in Arizona. And yeah, so it's a nice neutral gray. It's variegated for sure. And so I pretty much kept up with this 1 row per color on my cardigan. And if you haven't been with me, I will show you here. This is the cardigan I chose to do for my Advent. This is called the Lola cardigan. And this is the actual picture that inspired me, because you can see she used a lot of different colors in her yoke. The actual picture that is on the pattern doesn't have as many colors, but it has that gorgeous texture, as you can see. Yeah, and this has been wonderful to make. I highly recommend this. I mean, I know I say that about a lot of things, but as this was crocheting up, I thought, oh, this is just gorgeous. And so now that I have all 24 colors in the yoke is still not done. But I think I'm going to intersperse a little bit of the gray now in, just to kind of tie it all together. And then we'll see about doing some things for the bodies and sleeves, for the body and sleeves. But anyway, I want to show this to you. This is how all 24 colors look in the yoke. And, I think the reason why this works is because of all the texture. This is a lot of baubles, or popcorns rather, and also some, lifted stitches, back post double crochets, a lot of working into the 2 rows below. So there was a couple of times I had to rip back just because of user error. It's not that the pattern isn't clear, it's just that you really have to pay attention as to where you put your hook. But yeah, this is gorgeous. Now, I could put it on, but you're not going to get a good effect 'cause I have a hoodie on right now. So, but yeah, it's just a lovely color. And as you can see, I really need to get down a little further on this yoke before I separate for sleeves. But I'm going to work more of this color in starting now, just so that I can have a cohesiveness to it. So, but yeah, this has been so much fun. And I'm using, let's see, she calls, I think, for a 3mm hook, which is what I'm using. And this is by Lilla Bjorn. I didn't say the designer's name. And she had an Advent make going on over Advent. They were free ornaments done in this kind of, she calls it brioche crochet. And I wish I could have participated in that, but I had a lot of irons in the fire, shall we say, as it was. But yeah, so that was what I did with my Yarny Advent. And stay tuned, because I will continue to work on this as the days progress. The other thing I wanted to do, going back to the Advents, the second Advent I had was by Twice Sheared Sheep. And every day opened up a little box of either a knitter's or crocheter's tool. It actually was for either knitter or crocheter. That's how the box was built. And there were stitch markers in there. There was a needle threader. There was a nice bag. This is the bag that came the very first day. Yeah, so a lot of little surprises in there, but the last day for Christmas, you opened up this. This is a Winnie the Pooh kind of, I guess it's a Yeti, although yet it's not saying Yeti on there. But, it's like a coffee cup thermal type thing, so which I thought was really cute. And who hasn't really grown up on Winnie the Pooh, but the saying on the back is the best. So words to live by, right? Yeah. So, oh, and I didn't show you what Toad Hollow had for the last day, and this was a full skein of fingering weight yarn. My particular Advent was all fingering weight yarn. Yeah, and so this one was, I believe, let me just check real quick. They included a card. So this is Bears in Denali National Park, Alaska. Yeah, so this was really cool to open this skein up. Not quite sure what I want to do with this. I'll have to see how I progress with the sweater. It would really be nice to make a pair of socks out of this, but we'll see. It might work really well with the cardigan as well. So, and there's more of it than the little minis, the 20-gram minis. Yeah, so that was Advents. The other thing I was working on, if you were here last time for my last episode, I was making a pair of crochet gloves for my mom. She saw the ones I made last year and she requested a pair. So this pattern is by Brittany of B.Hooked, and I tried looking her up on Ravelry. I don't think she has her patterns over there, but she does have them on her own website. So yeah, so can go over there. It's Brittany B.Hooked. She also has her own channel here on YouTube. So, so yeah, she shows you how to size the gloves and all sorts of things. I mean, she really wrote a very nice pattern here, and I have to, you know, hats off to her. I know it took quite a while for her to kind of hammer out all the specifics for this pattern. But anyway, I made my mother's in the same yarn line as the one the pair that I made for myself, and that is the Yarnadelic by John Arbin. And I made mine in Sunflowers in My Garden colorway, so it's kind of like a nice ochre yellow. And this one is called Nobody Knows. Yeah, I really love this yarn. It's like a sport weight yarn. But here are the gloves, and they came out wonderful. Just got these done yesterday. It's nothing like having an extra couple of days to get a Christmas gift done, right? So anyway, here is the gloves. Yeah, and I even managed sometimes, you know, like I usually with gifts, I'm right down to the wire, and I don't have enough time even to put a label in, but this time I even managed to put a label in with my name on it. So yeah, and I tried them on my hands, so I know they'll fit hers. They look kind of big if you have your hand right here, but once you have your hand inside, you realize how snug they are and how warm the wool is. So this is kind of I'm not sure if my monitor is picking it up. It's kind of a green variegated type of colorway. She has a black coat, so black goes with everything, I figured. And as long as it wasn't some really fuchsia color, I'm sure she's gonna love them. So yeah, that was a finished object. I was happy to get those done. Because a lot of my other projects have gone by the wayside with doing Vlogmas and all the other festivities around Christmas time. So the shawl I was working on has taken back seat, and also the Nordic vest, Nordic Blooms vest, which I've been knitting away on and having fun with, also took a back seat, but I'm hoping to pick both of those up this week again, now that I have all the Christmas stuff kind of, you know, all done and completed. When I saw my nephew and his wife in September in Pennsylvania, I'm not sure if I mentioned she requested a sweater for her 2-year-old son. I had made them a sweater when he was a newborn, and I forget what size I made, but usually I don't make a newborn size because I know they grow out of it within a minute. So I know I made probably a 6-month size or 12-month, but she had requested the same sweater in the size that he is now, or maybe like something that he could grow into. And at the time, I couldn't remember what I had made because I make so many things. But then I said, you know what, let me go look it up. And thankfully, I had put it up on Ravelry, and I actually had a print copy of the pattern. This is actually this was a design that I actually helped to test. And then I got the free pattern afterwards. But anyway, this is a textured rib cardigan. And this is by Oksana Sorokin. And she rates this pattern as intermediate advanced. But I didn't really have any issue with it. She also has this sized up into an adult size. So this is a very all-over texture pattern. But once you get the actual texture down, the actual stitch down, it moves along pretty quickly. It's done in a worsted weight yarn, and my my niece requested a easy care yarn, and I don't blame her. She has a very active 2-year-old son who likes to dig in the dirt. So she needed something that is easy to wash, easy to dry, that sort of thing. So I went over to my friends at Mary Maxim. Mary Maxim is a U.S. company, I believe. I want to say U.S., hopefully I'm right there. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, they've been around forever. I mean, I remember my mom ordering stuff from them when I was a little kid. But anyway, they had a nice worsted weight yarn in this rag wool, which they do indeed called rag. And what I'm going to do is first kind of do my gauge swatch in this yarn. And I'm also going to kind of take it down when I go to see them this week, just to make sure the color's okay with her and she likes the yarn and that sort of thing. And then also to determine what size we're going to make for the wee one. So that's going to be on my hook soon. I'm hoping that it won't take long. Little kids' sweaters usually don't take me very long. It's just a matter of sticking with it, you know, like anything else. So. But yeah, I highly recommend her patterns. They're very well written, and she also has video support, YouTube video support for throughout the pattern. So if you get stuck, you can always come to good old YouTube and find out how to do a particular skill. The kids' sizes go up to 12 years, but I know because I tested her. Yeah, I tested her adult pattern as well in the same rib, the same textured rib. So the adults is obviously a separate pattern from the child's sweater. So yeah, so that's upcoming. I'll let you know how I'm doing on that. Let's see. What else did I want to tell you? Oh, yeah. I did a Christmas Eve cast on. It's probably the first time I've ever really accomplished that because Christmas Eve for us tends to be kind of a busy evening in terms of getting a meal on the table and that sort of thing, getting the meal cleaned up, and then my tradition has always been to sit down and watch A Christmas Carol, which you may have seen on Vlogmas. But I wanted to try and do a Christmas Eve cast on. Usually by the time I sit down after dinner, I'm pretty much toast, and it's all I can do to stay awake to watch the movie. But anyway, I did manage a Christmas Eve cast on. I want to show you what I've done here. Now this is another pattern that's not on Ravelry, but I'll show you the brochure from the farm that the yarn came from, and they do have a website. So something fell on the floor. They do have a website, so you can go over there and actually probably buy a kit. I got this particular kit at Vermont Sheep and Wool. My good friend Tammy bought the kit at the same time, but she got hers done before mine, and you know, I don't doubt that because I'm such a squirrel that, you know, I buy stuff, I bring it home, and then it sits there for a while and marinates. But I'm having a good time with this. This is called the Finnsport Fair Isle Hat by Boondoggle Farm. And there's their information right there at the bottom. Yeah, pretty straightforward, boondogglefarm.com. But you get 5 skeins in their kit of their Finn sheep. So these are the 5 that I have from them. I'm not a juggler by trade, so it's hard for me to juggle yarn. And this is how far I have gotten. It's not all that far, unfortunately, but it is a fun knit, and I'm sure I'm probably going to just breeze through this make. It's done on number 3 needles, a circular. This is a 16-inch circular. The other thing is I have to, you know, put my own spin on stuff. You can do, this is one of the patterns, and then there's 2 other Fair Isle patterns here to choose from. So you get 3 different hat patterns in one little booklet here, which I think is good value. So this is leftover yarn I have, which also happens to be a sport weight yarn. This is the leftover Yarnadelic from my gloves. So I was hoping to try to work this in to one of the motifs along the way, just so that there is some cohesiveness between, like, matchy so that the hat goes with my gloves. But we'll see. We'll see how, how we fare with that. And blue and yellow always go together really well. So we'll see what happens, right? But anyway, yeah, so little corrugated rib going on there, and lots of fun with that. So highly recommend. And I am going to put that back in there so that I have it with me. And the yellow too, that's good. So yeah, so that's the Finnsport Fair Isle hat by Boondoggle Farms. And they are local to us here in New England. All right, let's see. I wanted to show you just a few acquisitions I've had over the over the past month or so. If this gets too long, I'll kind of split them up and show you the next time. The first thing I wanted to show you was, this came across my radar, and it is by Summer Day Crochet. And she is a crocheter, but she's also a purveyor of journals. And so when I saw this, I thought, oh, this is great. This is called I Made That, and it took forever. And it's a project log for knitters and crocheters. And this is kind of a nice, fabric cover. It's got a nice little band in to keep your place. But I just wanted to show you some of the pages. It just kind of, I've never been a big how shall we say, diarist or daily log type person, but you can color this if you want, and I have plenty of colored pencils laying around that don't get any love at all. But it's a way to kind of keep track of your projects along with Ravelry. And, maybe put snippets of yarn in here, which you can't do on Ravelry. And also put like real pictures in here if you like. It gives ratings, how the project made you feel, name of the pattern, designer, needle hook size made, and materials, whether it was knit or crochet. So, yeah, I really liked it. And then she also has this book of stickers. So if you're into putting stickers on things, and decorating your journal, she's got all these stickers here. When this came, I was so busy and I couldn't sit down and really look at it. But I'm looking forward to looking at it and just, using these and kind of keeping a really good log of my projects during the years. So yeah, tune in. We'll see how that works out for me. It's a new habit, so you know how new habits go. But anyway, so that is from, I want to make sure I tell you right. It's www.summerdaycrochet.com, and her name is Mackenzie. So I'm going to put that up there if you're interested in the journal and other things she has on offer. The other thing I got this past month, and I think I'd been waiting I had this on pre-order, so I'd been waiting for it for a while, but this is Tunisian Crochet Tops, and this is by Ashley Rivas, and she's the creator of Tiny Couch Crochet. And they're 14 beginner-friendly patterns for colorful sweaters, tanks, and tees. So that's this book. And I got to tell you, when I got this, I thought, oh gosh, here's another one. You know, I love Tunisian crochet. I've only made one sweater, I believe, in Tunisian crochet, which was my jean sweater. And that took me a while because it was done in the round. These she does in pieces, and then you seam them up. And I thought, wow, that's different, and that's something I'd like to try. I'll show you the one that's caught my eye. You know, always after the texture. This one's called the Starlight Cardigan. And here it is. And it's done in a fingering weight yarn. Yeah, so Tunisian crochet. I was thinking, oh, and the one on the cover is gorgeous too, right? So Tunisian crochet is kind of a hybrid between knitting and crochet. I want to show you a few other things. Here's another textured piece. This is called Out and About. Cute little T-top. And what else? It's done with a long hook, a Tunisian crochet hook. This is the one on the cover. It's called the Ronnie Cardi. And I love the pockets on this one. But this one's done in a DK, so a little heavier weight. This is the Lakeside Cardigan coat, which, you know, you can play with color with this one. And there's this other little cute vest. This is called a coffee house vest. Yeah, so just kind of a flavor of what's in this book. I haven't made anything from it yet, you know, obviously, but I think I'm going to try it out. If you recall, I was swatching for a different type of cardigan, which was very lacy. But now I'm starting to think about taking that yarn and making one out of this book, a cardigan from this book, just because I have enough of it. As you know, crochet tends to eat up yarn pretty quickly, and so you need a larger quantity to start off with. So yeah, I think I might just make something out of this soon in the coming year. So. Like I said, a lot of plans. They're all circulating around here, but nothing's on paper yet. So, all right. I think I'm going to save my last... No, actually, I'm going to show you one more, because this is kind of cool, too. This is one I got just recently. This is called Reversible Crochet Sweaters, and this is by Anna Maria Babanica. I know her as Crochet Highway. And she's been doing this kind of, I want to say interlocking. It's called, the other name for it is interlocking crochet, but it's reversible. So in essence, every one of these garments you can wear inside out or outside in, whichever the case may be. And she really walks you through this technique. And this technique can be, you know, it can take a while to kind of get the hang of, but once you do, it's like you take off like crazy. But I wanted to show you some of her work here. I don't know. Yeah, you can see that. There's that one. That one is called the Kaleidoscope Sweater. And this is it from the other side. This is how it looks from the other side. I just think that's so cool, right? Crochet just lends itself to so much versatility. Let me just show you one more, because I don't want this to get too long, and you all have things to do and probably plans to make. One that's where they show both sides. Yeah, here we go. So this is the Tic-Tac-Toe cardigan. So as you can see, this Variegated yarn dominates here. I love the buttons too. She like matched the buttons beautifully. And then the reverse, let me see if I can show this to you without giving away the secret sauce. The reverse picture is right here. So really neat. That one caught my eye right there. That, I just think it's gorgeous. And the fact that you have two different sweaters in one sweater. Oh, 2026. Here we come, right? I think that's going to do it for me then. I have a couple more acquisitions to show you, but I will save them for the new year. And so, yeah, my plans for the new year, we're going to see family tomorrow. We should be back by the end of the week because we don't like to leave the house during the winter time for that long. I have a great pet sitter who comes in and takes care of everybody, so I don't have to worry about that. I just worry about the weather and the cold and that sort of thing. So, but yeah, tell me your plans. You're going to be in for the night or quiet or going out and having a good time? Let me know. Yeah, so that does it for 2025 for me. Thank you all for joining me. And those who are new here, thank you for joining in, and I hope to see more of you in the new year. And until then, Happy New Year. Take care, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for days of old lang syne. And here's a hand, my trusty friend, and here's a hand of thine. We'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for old lang syne. Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot and days of old lang syne? For old lang syne, my dear, for old lang syne, we'll talk a cup of kindness yet for all.